before we get started, I want to start us off in a word of prayer.
Beautiful.
That's how I like to do it. So let's bow our heads.
Go ahead.
Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you so much for this moment right here with Tay and Colton. I ask that you may allow the Holy Spirit to move through this conversation. We thank you for this moment in time to exalt and honor you, Father, and to shine a light where it is dark. Father, we ask that you may continue to work through us every single day in every single way, and the platforms that you have blessed us with, allow us to use it to do good works and to bring people to your truth, and allow through our character for people to see that there is a better way to live, even when there are so many temptations and distractions that want to distract us from what really matters, which is living in the truth of your promise. Father, we ask that you may be in this conversation, be in our hearts, be in our thoughts, be in our actions, and allow us to use this medium to shine light on the truth and to grow in your word and to build the kingdom that you have promised us in the everlasting. So, Father, thank you for this moment. Thank you for my brothers, Tay and Colton. And we ask that you may be with us so that we may continue to walk in our purpose. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Cool. So just getting started, you guys, I want to talk about navigating high pressure environments and also self-imposed limitations. So if you guys don't know, I was living out in LA for about 5 years. And the last 2 years, that really marked a huge shift in my experience there. That's when I got into acting and modeling. And it was exactly what I thought it would be.
Right.
You know, a bunch of people, you know, who would do anything to have a moment in the spotlight. Really, truly anything. Like, people had markings on their bodies. They had the Oscars tattooed on them. This was their life. And in that environment, it became very clear to me that you have to know who you are in this world, or else everybody around you will try to make you who they want you to be.
Right.
And that was when I really had to dig deep and say what really matters to me. And I chose the Lord. I chose my faith. I was like, I'm not going to become like the world around me because that's what's popular. That's what everybody else is doing. I'm going to stay grounded in my truth and be true to my character and have integrity. But I could only imagine, you guys coming from your background with the NFL, that there's a lot of, you know, opportunities to kind of like go down that path, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just kind of explore some of the pressures of the high profile life and those worldly distractions. And before I get into that though, also I got to do a little introduction for you guys. So my guy Tay right here, your NFL career started in 2018.
Yep.
We have 1 season with the New York Giants, 2 seasons with the Cleveland Browns, 1 season with the Houston Texans, the Cleveland Browns again in 2022, the Atlanta Falcons in 2023. Okay, that's actually where my parents are right now. All right, let's go. And then, the Carolina Panthers. So 7 years in the NFL, and you're about to head into your 8th year. Now I see you say you got hurt in August, and you have a Lis Frank surgery.
So I had a Lis Frank injury last August. Didn't know it at the time, and kind of found out 2 months later. Ended up having surgery in October, and I just recently, probably a little over a month ago, got cleared. So pretty much been hurt for a little over a year.
Dang.
And man, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot on my journey and kind of challenged me in ways that I wouldn't have guessed. But I'm fortunate, and I'm definitely blessed to be on the other side of that now, because I've learned so much, through that. So I'm excited to get back out on the field. The things I've learned off the field, I'm already practicing, applying those things to my life, and it's it's made me feel a lot better. So
okay. 2025, look out. That's what I'm talking about. So you were born in Lynette, Alabama.
Yeah, that small country town is like right outside of Auburn, Alabama. I'm not going to say War Eagle. I grew up an Alabama fan, so Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But no, man, small country town. You know, almost I wouldn't could be like a one traffic light type of thing, but like
Wow.
no, like that's home. So,
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Humble beginnings, though.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
So you went to UT Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You like to you enjoy cooking, fishing, playing football, and now golfing. Okay, that's a. How do you get into golfing?
Well, a lot of my friends golf.
Uh-huh.
And I used to just kind of go with them and just kind of like mess around. But me being very competitive, I didn't like people laughing at me. So last May I bought clubs and I wasn't like, I still didn't take it serious. I was just like, oh, like whatever. I got my clubs now. So like I'm getting serious, guys, but I wasn't really taking it serious. So once I had the foot surgery and I started coming back from that, like I needed something to fixate on to like kind of scratch that itch from football.
Yeah.
So I started taking lessons. I think I took my first lesson back in February.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like it kind of gave me it just gave me something just to focus on. And like, if I put my mind to something and I really want to do it, like I'm not going to stop until I actually get it down packed. So it's been very, very humbling to say the least.
For sure.
But it's like a drug, man. It's like once
Golfing?
once you hit a few balls and you're like, oh, that's where I wanted to go, and you may stick a green on a par 3 or something like that, you're hooked. And you're like, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Man.
And
Sound like Tiger Woods out here.
I mean,
On the
almost,
par
man.
three.
Like here we are, like 7 months later, like consistently like taking lessons and like working on things. Like I'm still pretty bad, but like it got me.
Though, huh?
I'm close to it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm close.
yeah.
I'm close to doing that. But
Yeah.
like some days I'm like dialed in. I'm like, yes, the drives are going good. My mid game is going, like my chips and putting. And then some days it looks like I haven't even took one lesson.
Dang. So it's just
It's a push and pull, man. It gets you, but for some reason I just keep going back. So
a lot of people like golfing. I never really understood the psychology behind it, but there's something like people just gravitate to that. It does something for them. Is it meditative at all, or?
I mean, I think you can say it's peaceful, but it's not peaceful. But I think pretty much from like a business standpoint, like when you think about it, I think a lot of business deals go down on a golf course.
Yeah.
I think it's a way of like, you know, again, like when you go out there and you go to like a country club, you go to like a course, you typically see like older gentlemen, like more like, you know, businessmen and things like that are probably playing with their free time. And like what better way to, you know, network and, you know, of course, like hang out with your friends and stuff like that. And I think it's a sport that everyone can play.
Okay.
But everyone's not going to be good at it. But it's like I think it's being able to like the entry level of it. I think it kind of gives just the common person, you know, just hope and just something like to like, you know what, like I want to be like this person. I want to try to do this.
Okay.
When you think about all other sports like basketball, football and stuff, you can't really just go out there freely and just like on an off day, like, yeah, I'm going to go play football with the boys.
Yeah.
You can't, but you can do that with golf. And I think it's just like a brotherhood and everyone just kind of get around and just spending time. And, you know, and a lot of times there's just a lot of men to be boys again, man. Like just like hanging out with your boys in high school. So
yeah, that's kind of what I heard. It's like you get the little golf cart and you just driving around, going to each hole, and they got like the pack of beers, like kind of just hanging out.
I may be doing donuts in the middle of the fairway, but
Oh shit! Get this boy off the field.
yeah, watch out, Val. Watch out.
I heard that. My mentor, his name is Carl Van de Busham. This real interesting character, but the pastor at the Cross Point Church, he got me in touch with him, and
Pastor Kevin.
Yeah, Pastor Kevin McQueen.
Love Kevin, man. He's awesome.
Great dude right there. He honestly, he really stood out to me because I had talked to him after the first time I went to Cross Point, and I had told him I was just struggling with some things.
Yeah.
He stopped right in that moment. Like, this is right after church. Everybody's trying to talk to him. He just sat me down for 15 minutes, undivided attention.
Right.
And got me connected with a mentor.
Yeah, man. That's the type of guy Pastor Kevin is, man. He's like, I had a good friend, Alex Harp. He, you know, got me a couple years ago when I first moved back to Nash and everything. It was like started going to church in there. And you can just tell just from his sermons, just his interaction with people. Like he's a very like in the moment type of guy. And he never let a moment waste away to make a difference. And like you can just feel just how pure and genuine he is. And, you know, in today's time, you just really don't see people like that as much anymore.
No, it's usually like some ulterior motive, a string attached, or
Right.
just some form of like, you know, transaction. And when you see that, it's just refreshing.
Right.
You know, so yeah. But to your point, Carl's trying to get me on the golf field. And
I'm telling you, bro, do it.
so now I'm like, all right, like I might have to take this up.
Do it. Just go in without any expectations.
Heard you. I mean, I've done Top Golf before, and when I tell you I couldn't even hit the ball, like I'm like looking around, like, do they see that? This is embarrassing. I can't even hit the ball.
Man, yeah.
A golf swing though, it's one of them things. It's like, no matter how athletic you are,
Oh, brother.
it takes a while to dial it in, man. Like it takes a while to actually able to hit a golf ball like clean every time.
Right,
it takes so long.
That level of precision and like like focus and just. I'm more just like I just like want to like just freaking swing and go off like all my power, and then it's like you completely missed it.
Man, it's more mental than anything, though. That's the biggest thing, and I think that's what probably gets people coming back, because it's just that mental challenge of just like, okay, how can I replicate this shot over and over again? What's my routine? Can I block out the noise and like everything like that? And I really think people, especially men, because we're all very prideful, that we want to be able to like have that mode to where we tap into it, almost like a Mamba mentality on the course. But like, man, it's hard to do. And like Colt was saying, man, you could be the most athletic. I know y'all see LeBron, like he's playing like man is one of the most gifted athletes in the history. And like, my man looks like he's hacking at something. Like, you know, that's just the game of golf, man. But once it clicks, it's so enjoyable, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm about to get out there. I'm about to see what this is talking about.
Let's go.
But all right, so and then the last thing I see is you're really artistic. So you're into fashion, art, cooking, music. What kind of art are you into?
I mean, I just really like going to like different like art museums. And just I've always like had like a different view in terms of like, you know, my surroundings, and just, you know, like I'll see stuff that, you know, sometimes some people don't. And for the longest, I kind of hid that about myself. But when I first started my career up in New York, you know, being up there, like, you know, fashion capital, just so much, everyone's kind of very expressive. It allowed me to be able to be more like myself and kind of tap into that side more. So yeah, man, I enjoy like, I might go on like walks. If I see something, I'm like, wow, like they look very artistic, I'll take a picture of it. And yeah, man, and like cooking, I think that's another way of, you know, just art and just in a way to expressing yourself. And of course, fashion, like that's like, it's self-explanatory. Like you being able to curate, you know, what's in your mind and like how you're feeling like into an outfit and just like pieces. Like I think that's a pretty dope thing to do.
Yeah, I feel that. You and Stephon Diggs gonna be going toe to toe.
Hey, man.
He's into the fashion too.
Oh no, there's a lot of guys in the NFL, man, that just like that that's into fashion. I always say that like the one guy that, which is so funny, the one guy that really got me, I was like, you know what, like I need to start dressing better, is when I was in New York and I saw Odell. Like every day. It wouldn't matter if it was just like coming in for like a 30-minute workout or team meeting, or like we're there a whole day. This man would come fitted no matter what. And I was just like, it's like, I need to be more like that. Don't have the cash, but I'm going to be like that. I got to get creative. But no, man, like that, being up there with, you know, guys like that, like it made me feel like, you know, a little bit more secure in terms of like expressing myself in, like, in different ways outside of football. And, you know, that's a big avenue in terms of like who I am as a person. It's like I'm a very artistic person. You know, it's the same with music. Like I'm a huge music person. Like I put my phone on shuffle and there's no telling what could come up.
Wow.
So
see, I love that though, like multifaceted, like it's not one dimensional, you know, you can express yourself outside of just like this rigid view of, you know, how they view black men. It's like, I'm all about pushing the boundaries and show who you are. Cause there's only one Tay Davis out here.
Right. And
it's like, who are you? Like, what do you gravitate to? And being able to have the courage and the confidence to do that without fear of how people perceive you, you know, that's so powerful. So cool. Appreciate you, boss. And now we got to move on to my guy, Colton, right here. So Colton Dowell, you are originally from Lebanon, Tennessee, right? And the youngest of two. You graduated from UT Martin, got a bachelor's in exercise science. So some of your hobbies, you like cycling, golfing as well, being in nature. All right. So how was that upbringing?
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool, dude. I say I'm from Lebanon, but I'm really from the county. Oh, so I had both parents. I'm from like Wilson County. Both parents, man. I'm country boy, like kind of like you said, bro.
On street light.
Yeah, there's a little community called Tucker's Crossroads, man, and yeah, that's about what it was. It was just a crossroads.
Oh, let's go.
That's what it was. So But yeah, man, I just grew up playing outside with my brother a lot. We was never indoors. I tell everybody that, my dad had a bunch of tools in his shop, but we would always take them and go to the woods and try to build a fort. And we'd bring everything back besides his tools. Like we'd bring all the sticks, all the stuff we done cut down back to the house besides his tools.
Where my tools at, boy?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't play about that.
Yeah, no. He had to turn over his inventory so much just because me and him, man. It's insane. But yeah, just being outside and messing around and with my brother, dude. It was some good days. Good days.
Love that.
There was one time, I'll tell you a story. There was one time we watched Bear Grylls a lot. The Survivor Man.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I think and we would try to do that in our backyard. And we got this old grill and a rusty bucket, and we cooked popcorn in it. And we didn't know like about germs and contaminants and stuff like that back in the day. So we ate the popcorn, and luckily my face didn't swell, but his face swelled up. And he got a bunch of like it was crazy. Like we were just getting into a bunch of stuff, man, trying to live on the land. Yeah. Meanwhile, we had a bag of popcorn and a rusty bucket. We was cooking it in, but it was a fun time growing up in the country like that, man. It was a good time.
Something special about that though,
man, it really is. Like
being in nature.
Man, it really is. Like, and just being in the South. Like I always tell people, there's nothing like the South like that. The Southern hospitality is so true. And coming from like a small city, growing up, I didn't like it. But now when I look back on it, I'm just like, man, like you didn't meet a stranger there. Like everyone knew each other. Like and the love was just so true. Yeah. And you can't beat that, man. You really can't. And it's nice to have that foundation like that.
I was just gonna say, man, it's good to grow up being able to trust your neighbors and being able to trust the people around you. I know, going from there, and then I went to UT Martin, which is tiny. So it's kind of the same thing. And then coming to Nashville, I had a base of, okay, I know what's real. Like I know when somebody's, being real with me, but I also know when somebody, wants something from me.
Yeah. You got that discernment.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. That foundation of being surrounded by love growing up. And it's really a blessing, man, because there's not too many times, I'm sure Tay can say this, but there's not too many times where the community broke your trust. Everybody was everybody was always true to who they were. That first time it happens though, when it's in a big city, like it's like, wow, like
it's tough.
Like it's tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough, but you realize how much of a blessing it is. Yeah. To have that foundation of trust in the community built around itself. So
yeah, that's everything like that's happened to us has helped us get to where we are. And I imagine like all of our backgrounds, it's some way, shape or form contributing to where we're going in some way to help and impact other people. So having that as your upbringing, I think that's really just a great foundation, having that community and having real people in your life. And when you grow up in a big city like you was in New York City, that makes you, I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I knew a lot of people who went to Buffalo from New York City. They had to grow up real fast. Right. Community,
there's no community
it was not a thing.
It's career. That's the community, career.
Literally. Yeah. So it's just, when you get older, you can have a greater level of appreciation for that because you realize you can't take that for granted. Right. And then also you are dealing with people in that manner, and we need that. We don't need calloused and cold and calculating people out here. Right. So I think that's raw.
No, for sure.
Yeah, cool. But it's good to just hear your backgrounds and hearing what got you guys to where you are today. I'm from Buffalo, so low key is kind of funny. I'm like Bill's Mafia by a billion. I know you guys are Titans, but
are you a blue cheese guy or are you a ranch guy?
Blue cheese all the way. Buffalo is if you do ranch with chicken wings, no, that ranch is crazy.
Brother, I can't do blue cheese.
You can't do blue cheese?
I can't do it.
You never did it with Buffalo chicken wings?
I've tried the wings with the blue cheese. I just can't get jiggy with it.
You like ranch?
Yes.
That's for carrots and celery.
Brother, ranch over blue cheese any day.
Dang, bro, I don't know if I could bring you to 716 then. They'd be like, nah,
I'll just eat the wings. I'll eat the wings plain, but man, I can't do the blue cheese. I can't do it.
I got an ignorant question. How you even eat wings with blue? Don't you gotta? I'm used to dipping them in sauce and then eating it.
Let's get right.
Crumble the blue cheese on the.
Well, the blue cheese is like, so it got like the blue cheese crumble, but it's also like a liquid too. It's like
now you're talking about liquid blue cheese.
It's like
It's
the
very
good
thick.
quality blue cheese is like a lot of the crumble.
And it's thick, bro. It's
It's thick. It's bro, what? This is crazy. Yeah,
man.
I don't know about that. The South got y'all. The South got y'all
Wings,
bent
like,
on
y'all have to
range.
try 'em. Like, let's go. And here's
We're gonna do a
the blue
buffalo
cheese.
tour. Take you guys to the spots, and y'all gonna have blue cheese.
Blue cheese.
I mean, I'm gonna never turn down food, so let me know.
We'll do a little buffalo food tour. We get you Anchor Bar, Duff's,
Okay.
Bocce, some of the good spots. We get you with the Ted's hot dogs. You get the Loganberry.
Okay.
Those are like some staples.
As long as it's not during wintertime.
Oh, yeah, it's a
crazy.
nightmare there.
Yeah.
I believe
Literally
it,
snowmageddon. But yeah, I had my upbringing was, it was community. Like we're called the City of Good Neighbors, but City of Good Neighbors with attitude. So I'll leave it at that.
You guys are very
sure.
aggressive up north.
It is definitely aggressive. But yeah, it's to that point, it brought me to where I'm at today, and
Right.
I wouldn't change it for the world, even though it was very tough growing up. It gave me the backbone that I needed to go in spaces that would have intimidated me.
For sure.
You know, because it's like going through like just a rougher upbringing and rough environments. You're like, if this didn't defeat me, this definitely won't.
Right.
You know, so alchemy at the end of the day.
Come on,
But
man.
That's correct, man.
yeah. So all right, now actually to get into the episode, I wanted to ask you guys, when did you first realize that playing at this level wasn't just about football, but also about how it shapes your life and decisions off the field?
I mean, I guess you can say probably like high school.
High school.
And I only say that just because of, I mean, as you're growing up, like it's a game that everyone loves. Like, of course, every kid that plays football, you know, their first thing is, I want to make it to the NFL.
Right.
But you really don't think about the life skills and just the skill set that you learn through sports, and not, you know, of course, just not football, but just sports in general. And I think around high school, that's when you start thinking about it, because, like, you know, that's when your life can change from it. You know,
True.
you can get a scholarship, you can do all these different things, and of course now, you know, you got kids getting paid in high school for NIL, and like, you know, NIL in college, like it's very life changing, you know, in sports. And for me, it really didn't hit until around that time, just from the coaches saying, you know, guys, like, you know, if you take this serious, like it can set you up for life. Like,
Wow.
you know, it can put you in places that you probably never would have existed, you know. And just for me, you know, I didn't come from a family, you know, that was, you know, financially like well off, and just kind of had it like, you know, we definitely had our hardships.
Yeah.
So for me, I knew the only two ways, like the ways that I was going to get to college was, you know, loans, or I was going to find a scholarship, or go in the military to get my schooling paid for.
Dang.
So I worked my butt off. And yeah, man, like that opened that door. It was such a blessing. And I, you know, was fortunate not to be able to pay for school.
Yeah.
But just from that point alone, you're just like, wow, like something I enjoy doing, something I love. It's not really a job. It's like, you know, it's just a hobby, is paving the way for me throughout life and setting me up, you know, for future endeavors. So, man, like that, for me, that was around that time.
Around high school.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, that's valid.
See, my high school was a little different. We was in a wing tee, and if you know anything about football, bro, being a
option.
receiver in a wing tee offense, like
Yeah.
you was just out there to have fun with your boys.
Right.
So I mean, the last year of high school, we switched it up to a spread, which was awesome, and it got me to the point where I could go to college. But up until that point, football was just fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had dreams of being in the NFL. Like you said, man, every kid, once you
Right.
start playing Pee Wee, they give you a team. Like I was on the Raiders and Pop Warner, and I was like, man, I love the Raiders. I want to be a Raider when I grow up and all that. And but yeah, it was just fun up until that point, and then you know, get to college. That's whenever I realized, okay, hold on, like I can make something of this, and yeah, just being there, being surrounded by a team, that really a head coach really that believed in you and truly wanted to maximize what you could do.
Yeah.
I'd say up until that point he was the first coach to really really believe in what I could do, and all it took was that little belief for me to be like, man, hey, I can make something happen here. And of course, I had high school coaches that poured into me, but college is whenever they really gave me that belief that I could make something of it. Yeah. And being away from your parents for the first time and having to make decisions that could end up being permanent decisions that it's like it was like a veil was lifted. It's like, oh, dude, I gotta do this. I gotta do this stuff right. I gotta make sure I'm moving in a way that's honorable and moving in a way that's gonna elevate me and moving in a way that's just gonna create this culture that I wanted to have represent myself.
Yeah.
And God has protected me a lot of times from a lot of life-changing decisions that I made. He protected me, man, and I think he does that with everybody. But there's specific moments where it could have went one or two ways, and by his grace, it went the right way.
God's plan.
So yeah, I mean, it was really college whenever I was like, okay, if I want to be a professional, I gotta move professionally. If I want to make it to where I need to make it, like it's more than just having fun on a football field. It's about being a good person, a good man,
right?
And then being an example, being somebody that someone wants. Because that's all the NFL is, man.
Yeah.
You just got to be somebody that somebody wants. Like, you got to step into the opportunity. And
all it takes is one.
Exactly. Right. Be that guy. So, yeah, man, just growing up and being in college and having to make those quote unquote, adult decisions. Was definitely the changing point for me, where I was like, man, this could be something good.
Yeah. What I heard that was really cool is you said, I believe it was one of your coaches in college who believed in you, right? And then that really just like lit something inside of you. And that's why I think it's so important there are so many gifted, incredible, like young people coming up, but if they don't have anybody who speaks life into them, they might not see it for themselves.
No, man, that's real, because when I got the chat, I lost that dream. Like, I was like, I didn't play the first 3 years of my college career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was a backup safety at the time.
Yeah.
And that dream of going to the NFL was long gone out of my head. If anyone told me that, I would laugh at them.
Wow.
And I was just like, you know what? I still have a free education. I'm going to just focus on the schooling and let everything play out. And we had a coaching change my senior year. And that's how I got moved to linebacker. And, they were the first coaches, college coaches that I've had that were just like, we believe that you have what it takes to play at the next level. And I laughed at him, like straight up laughed at him. And one of the coaches, Brendan Staley, he looked at me. He was like, "You're laughing at us now." He's like, "But in a couple of years, you won't be laughing anymore."
What?
And I made the switch to linebacker. And I kid you not, man, I legit made it to the NFL off that 1 year.
What?
I'm telling, and that's why I'm a firm believer, man, is that what God has for you is for you, and no one can take that away.
Nobody.
But, like you were saying, and like what Colton's saying, like, it's unbelievable. Like, when you have someone that really believes in you and pours in you and shows it, man, it can do wonders for you.
Wow. That is exactly why I felt tasked to create this podcast, because it's all about the new standard, getting out of your own way, because we are all made of greatness. It really is just up to us to believe it and embody it with how we carry and conduct ourselves. If you wake up thinking you're not nothing, you're not going nowhere, you will have a life that falls in accordance to that belief.
Right.
But if you have a life where you're like, no, I'm somebody,
right.
I was made of greatness and there are great things I'm going to do for this world, you will live in accordance to that. And it is important to have those people like my parents. I had great parents.
Right.
And they always spoke life over me and my brother.
Right.
So I never thought there was nothing that I couldn't do. But even with that, you still get met with the resistance. You got people hating on you.
Right.
Just a lot of naysayers, a lot of people critiquing you. And then you develop this psyche that's a lie, but it limits you.
Right.
And it's just so cool to see how when you let go of those limiting beliefs, you thought you weren't going to go to the NFL.
Right.
Your senior year, people are already like, it's over at that point, your senior year.
Yeah.
You had that happen? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I still remember talking with my mom because the new coach, Coach Arth, he called, and at that point, I was thinking about transferring. I was going to transfer, back closer to home to JSU. The head coach at the time, Coach Gross, he was my high school head coach. So I was like, he's familiar with me, like he's going to let me play. Because I was just frustrated. And I got off the phone with him, and, I told my mom, and she was just like, you think you can still plan on transferring? I was like, I can't figure it out, but for some reason, like, my mind is telling me to stay. Like, there's a voice in my head saying, just stay and stick it out. And I know that was nothing but God.
Truly.
Just telling me. And, I mean, hindsight, you look back, heading to my 8th year of the NFL, like, thinking that just that pivotal moment, like you were saying, like, those big decisions, like, that one decision, pretty much altered my whole life.
Wow.
So
it's a great example too of was it faith of a mustard seed?
Yeah.
I mean, it can move mountains, bro. Like all you needed was like a coach that believed in you. All you needed was people that would believe in you. All you needed was one moment, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's a mountain that jumped. Yeah. Feel me? Like it's I just realized that like that's kind of, I feel like sometimes like that's what God meant in that moment. It's like that faith. Yeah. All you need is a little bit of belief, man. Right. Yeah. 8-year career. You feel me? Like,
it's crazy.
Unheard of, man.
It really is.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's all. I did not know that either, bro. I did not know that.
Yes, it starts with that tiny little flame, and then you get an entire forest fire. You know what I mean?
That's how it starts.
Yeah. No, that's just very encouraging to hear. And I think people just need to go back to that truth time and time again. Don't buy the lie. A lot of times people see things in ourselves before we can see it. Yeah. So, I've had people speak things over me, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, because you are you every second of the day. Right. So you just be like, not like you're just like, I'm regular, like I'm just me. Right. But like people see things in you, and it's like, it's not for me to always see it, but it's like, if you see this, like, I'm not going to be like denying that, like, okay, like maybe there's something about me that I can't see, but I'm going to go with it. Right. And I'm going to see where this will take me. Right. So that's just, that's powerful. Yeah. What are some of the biggest distractions or temptations that comes with the notoriety of being in the NFL?
I mean, I think it's just like plenty self-explanatory. I think it's money. Yeah. Women. Yeah. Just the power of, again, like you're an adult. You can do whatever you want. The coaches, they're not going to be over your head. Like you have to hold yourself accountable. So I think, accountability as a whole, and for guys in the NFL, like that's something that a lot of guys aren't really used to like dealing with. And it's almost like a culture shock because, I mean, at the end of the day, the guys that come up, like you're the best of the best at your school. Yeah. You've always been told you're the best of the best in a lot of senses. And now you get to the NFL and everybody's good. You thought college was like that? Man, like I still remember my rookie year, and I'm just looking at guys and I'm just like, this is a whole different ball game. And you're playing with grown men. And I think that's what like gets to a lot of guys, and then like it gets to you. You get caught up in the light. You may look at, some guys that, have been playing for a while. He has the big contracts, driving the fancy cars and stuff, and you're like, I want that. Right. Oh, they got all the girls. I want that. And you just kind of get caught up in a facade of where like you're trying to live a life that, that you probably shouldn't be living. Right. And you feel untouched because everyone is like glorifying you. Like the moment you're out, you're like, oh, like, go Titans, or like go Giants, or like, can I have your autograph? Let's take a picture. Like, are we going to win the game this Sunday? Like all of that can get to your mind if your foundation isn't right. True. And I think, for a lot of guys that, the foundation isn't right. So it's easy for them to sway. But yeah, man, I think those are, the pretty big ones that can really get you off your pivot. Yeah.
One of to me, bro, my biggest distraction was myself at times. Ooh. If that makes sense. Because coming from UT Martin, coming from a small school, I had this constant feeling my rookie year, man, of it's like imposter syndrome. Like,
ooh, that's valid.
I feel that.
Like, do I belong here? Do I? And I know I had the talent, and I still I know I have the talent, but I let a lot of external factors, as far as looking too far into the script and seeing how many plays I'm getting or how many plays somebody else is getting. And, if it's not matching what I think I should have, you know what I'm saying? That imposter syndrome will creep in. But yeah, that was one of the biggest hurdles that I had to face, was the constant feeling of not being enough to be, a great player, or to be somebody that my little cousins could look up to and everything. And that was all a facade that was in my head, because my family's family, cousins, they always gonna look up to me,
right?
Just because I'm able to live my dream, and the people around me, they always, it was a monster I created of myself
in your own head,
in my own head, and it locked me in, and yeah, that was just a huge hurdle for me to leap over. And I mean, it took me tearing my ACL to finally leap over that injury. I'm telling you, man, it slowed everything down for me, and I was able to really take a look at not what got me to the moment of getting injured, but what got me to the moment of not being able to perform my best, because I keep telling myself I'm not enough. And that was a huge blessing in disguise, man. And yeah, it helped break the chains of that self-doubt.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I was definitely going to ask you that, like, what was that defining moment, or like, was there someone special that kind of, shifted that mindset for you? Because, I mean, I feel like, every young guy deals with that.
Yeah, the imposter
especially
syndrome.
from like smaller schools. And it's always the ones that make it kind of they have that moment to where they kind of come to that realization. And then those that, kind of don't, just kind of let the outside factors or the internal mind get to them.
Yeah.
It's interesting, man.
That is.
Nick Westbrook, bro. Nick Keenan, bro.
Oh, man. Nick's a great guy, bro.
Kyle Phillips.
Yeah. Y'all had a great group. Like,
it was Chris Moore,
really
man. Yeah. It was
Simo. Yeah, I was with him in Houston, man. Simo is a great guy,
He's
man.
a great feller, man. He's awesome. Those are the guys that kind of, I mean, they took me in, and they really helped me out. And they just, people like that help you see who you are, man.
Yeah.
They help you see what you could do.
Right.
They believe in you.
No,
Yeah.
facts,
Feel
bro.
me?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, those are some great people.
Yeah,
Still are.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I can relate to that so much, because I remember my rookie year, like, obviously, I was undrafted, make a team and everything. And at the time, I didn't have a car. So I lived down the street from one of our captains, Alec Ogletree, Georgia boy, played at Georgia, was a beast at linebacker. And we used to ride home every day, and he would just wouldn't talk about football, we just talk about life. And he would just sit, he's like, "What's up with you, man?" And I was one day I was just like, "I'm not playing, I'm mad, I should be doing this, I should be doing that," and all this different stuff. And he's like, "Man, he's like, you don't understand how quickly this can change and everything like that." And he was, and I kid you not, a couple weeks later, I look up, I'm playing we played Atlanta Monday Night Football, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was my first game on defense.
Dang.
And my whole family was there.
That was crazy.
It was crazy. And then the next week, I started my first game, and I'm like, wow, this really comes fast. And
just like that.
Like you're saying, I still kind of had, I was talking like I was ready, but I still had that imposter syndrome. And you're just do I really belong? So you play, it almost makes you play timid, don't let you play freely. But between Tree and my linebacker coach, Bill McGovern, may he rest in peace. He played such a pivotal point and kind of really changed my whole mindset, because, for me, I've always been a quiet person. So I do a lot of my thinking, and just I'm a very observant, I'm in my head a lot.
Yeah.
And they really helped me to build my confidence to know that I belong.
Yeah. That's so powerful. I mean, I think that just is a testimony to also what God has for you, you cannot miss.
Yep.
So even in the midst of something not being how you want it to be aligned, or it has yet to come to fruition, we're tasked to just keep showing up wholehearted every single day, believing in the promise that God has spoken over our lives. And if that is in fact God's will, it's going to happen.
Right.
There is not a force on this earth, nothing, no demonic attack, nothing that can stop what God has for you.
That's powerful.
So you know what I mean? Getting through, but that's something that I hold on to when it has yet to happen, or if it's in the process of okay, I'm still going to show up ready to go, put in my best, because I know that God has a great plan for me.
Yeah.
Whatever direction that takes, it's going to happen how it needs to.
Yeah.
You know, so kind of in that in-between season, that's an ideology I like to hold on to. And also to the speaking to imposter syndrome in a completely different realm. I felt that a lot being out in Los Angeles and being with, you know, in these talent and modeling agencies, and you know, you're surrounded by like just some of the most beautiful people you've ever seen,
right?
And very talented actors and actresses. And there was a huge part of me that was like, oh, what do you think you're doing here?
Yeah.
But I'm always just like, you know what, like for me, what helped me get out of imposter mode was putting in the work.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm showing up doing test shoots, networking with all these different photographers, meeting with these different agencies, doing the work behind the scenes, going to the gym, you know, like putting in that, like your 10,000 hours. That's what my acting coach called it, is when you put in your 10,000 hours, you're not going to feel like an imposter.
Right.
Because you've been putting in the work, and it's like, no, like I'm not just showing up asking for a handout, you know, like I'm actually bringing something to the table.
Right.
So that personally helped me kind of like get out of my head.
Yeah.
And also I'll be looking at people like, okay, like, yeah, like you're raw, but like I'm raw too. So it's like,
like,
we could all be raw.
For sure.
No,
you know,
facts,
so
facts.
yeah, that's just something that I like to hold on to. But I wanted to ask you guys, how has your walk with God influenced the way that you handle pressure, fame, and decisions?
Oh man, it goes back to that small town.
Yeah, back to the small
you know, with
town.
my grandmother, like we were at church like when I say we was at church, we was at church, like Sunday, evening service,
Morning, evening.
Sunday school, vacation Bible school. There's a revival going on. Best believe we there.
Oh,
like,
okay. He was
even
in
though
it.
if my mom was like, you know, working, she was picking us up. And as a kid, man, I hated it. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I know God is important. Like, I know this. So, like, I'm doing all. I was like, but a Sunday afternoon and school's Monday, I just want to go play my game before like it's time to go to bed. Instead, you know, I'm in church, sitting there just like watching people shout. Like, yes. And man, like for so long, I was just like, bro, like, why do we have to go to church for so much? Like, you know, even times I would question, it's like, you know, God, when would I really like fall back on this?
Yeah.
And again, it really didn't hit me like until, you know, I kind of got to college and like I backslid and kind of got distance from God. And, you know, when I got to the NFL, like it wasn't really until like, you know, the first 3 years of my league NFL career, I battled severe depression, like to the point where I contemplated suicide. And it wasn't really until that point, like I had some people that was, you know, dearest to me, you know, kind of got me through therapy and stuff. And I finally broke down and told my grandmother. And that's when she talked and she's like, it's time for you to get back close to God.
Wow.
And, you know, even then it took me a little minute and stuff, but like Colton was saying, you know, with this past injury I had, everything I could use as a scapegoat, you know, I'm been like depression free for years now, like in such a brighter light.
Let's go.
But, and I would, you know, very knowledgeable, I would go to church and do everything, but I would never take the next step.
Yeah.
And, you know, once the surgery and stuff happened, like, you know, I got challenged to take that next step. And like, man, like that keeps, like, it keeps you so grounded. And like you were saying, like, you know, you don't feel that imposter syndrome, like you, because you know, like where your value is, and that's in God. And you know that no matter what, like there's always a reasoning behind like why you're in a certain situation. It could be a lesson, it could be something revealing, like, and the more time I spent with God, man, that's the more like I can feel like I don't feel the need to go like try to be something I'm not. Like I'm very secure in myself. And man, like you can tell the ones like, you know, your teammates and people around that kind of have that same foundation because they just move differently. You know, they
set apart.
They respond to adversity differently. You know, and like I say, like, you know, people like don't like to tweak out of it, but like, man, it's just, you can just tell, and it's like a different glow about that person, man. And over the years, like I didn't have that, and I've been working to get that and like have it. And man, like I can just feel internally, like it's just it's unexplainable, like how different you feel. I got little chill bumps going like on my arms and stuff a little bit right now, but like, yeah, man, like it starts with God, man. Like, and that foundation growing up, like I didn't understand it as a kid then, but looking back on it now, the moment anything happens, it's like an instinct. Pray.
Right there.
Like, boom. Like it's not even second guess. It's just right there. And I think that's the biggest difference that's helped me to maneuver through a lot of this stuff.
It sounds like what you were describing is Hotep. and that is that unshakable inner peace.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can only find that in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And that is this: no matter what is happening outside of me, God has me.
Right.
And that is a peace that supersedes anything of this world. And it sounds like that's what you have attained in your pursuit with getting to know God and developing your relationship with the Lord. I want to commend you for your transparency and vulnerability around mental health and suicidal ideation, because that's a real experience.
Yeah.
And, you know, just so you know, you're not alone, brother. I myself have battled with that since 2015.
Yeah.
But, you know, at this point, those are all whispers from the enemy,
Right.
Satan, because God has a very divine and powerful plan for Tay Davis that the devil does not want to see come to light. So that's all that is. Whenever you feel attacked, it's because you're a warrior for the Lord.
Yeah.
And Satan knows what's going on. And Satan knows, like, if this child of God sees his destiny through, that's going to do damage. You know, it's going to shine a light on all these lies. We need to get them out of here. That's literally what that is.
Right.
So just know it's because you're powerful that you have been battling that. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like Tay, church.
Wait, let's just pause on that real quick. Church, that was so relevant for me. I was Church of Christ Sunday morning, evening, Wednesday, a Friday youth group. I would be like, I don't want. They'd be like, get in the car.
You have no choice. I don't want to get up.
No, you gotta go.
Say one more time, that belt coming out.
Man, just growing up, man, going to church. So we sometimes went on Sunday night. It was mostly Sunday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we had Awanas, we had all that learning verses and stuff. But I've always tried to hold fast to what God has for me, and I've always tried to listen. Only recently have I really learned how that works. You know, I'm not, as a kid, man, I would always be like, man, I need to hear God tell me to do this. Like, I need to hear it. I need him to tell me what I need to do. And
Colton Dowell,
exactly,
you will now go to Jerusalem.
Don't step too far to the left. You know what I'm saying? Or go brush your teeth right now. But no, I've only realized, like, God ushers you on in a path. I mean, if he told me exactly what to do every time, that's not faith.
Exactly.
That's just taking orders. That's just taking orders. There'd be no difference in any other religion. You know, there'd be no difference. But when when I figured out he was just ushering me down a path, and, you know, I had the freedom to choose which direction I'm going to take. And that really started, man, with it's crazy how God uses injuries, uses struggles, uses seemingly like the worst thing that can happen to you.
He meets you where you are.
And exactly, like, and he it's almost like he's breaking you down just to build you back up. I know that's like a military thing, like a boot camp, they break you down,
it's
and then
true.
They build you up, but like like you said, there's
you got to
truth
shake
in that.
all that extra garbage out. You got to get shook to your core, and then you're rebuilt on the word of the Lord.
Exactly, and that scaffolding that he creates. But yeah, no, God has been paramount in who I am as a person. Sometimes I have thoughts of, like, because nobody's perfect. I mean, I fell short so many times.
Yeah,
and that's when those thoughts of, oh, dude, you're just doing this for show. You're just doing this for appeal, for favor. And only recently have I been able to, you know, I'll put it this way. If I failed before, I would think all is lost. I'm not saved anymore. I need to get resaved. I need to give my life back to Jesus again. And, you know, from that, I learned, dude, that what they do in the garden, man, like they abandoned the only thing that God told them not to do. Yeah. And what did God do? He clothed them. You know, he covered up their nakedness. He covered up their shame. And honestly, he gave them a guideline of how to get back to him. Now, it was centuries and millennia later, but he gave them a guideline of how to circle right back into his love. So that's what I've been basing, you know, my life on, is is, you know, just allowing God to cover my shame, allowing God to give me a way out.
Yeah.
Give me a way out and just, you know, allow me to still feel loved even though I don't deserve it. So, you know, over the past, you know, weeks, I think I told you guys, but I've been dealing with hamstrings all summer.
Yeah.
And I just went to a workout and it tweaked on me again. It was going to be a really good opportunity for me. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough because we see these opportunities, we see these things as a lifeline, as our lifeline, as what we have to do to survive.
Right.
And I feel like over the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, I've been in a perpetual state of, you know, trusting God, and then it fails. And then I have to, you know, pull myself back up and be like, okay, I'm still trusting God.
Yeah.
It's just been a year and some change of trials, and it's only strengthened my bond. It's only strengthened, you know, who I am as a person in Christ. So, yeah, dude, that's just leaning on him, leaning on Jesus, being able to talk to him openly has been, you know, the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
I used to think you had to be proper in prayer, and you have to be proper, and you have to say the these and the thous, but dude, he just wants to have a conversation.
Right.
Literally just relationship.
Exactly.
Like, just like you are my child. Like, I look at God like you're my best friend. Like, I come to you just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it don't gotta be this like, oh, like suit and tie and buttoned up and start this way, end this way. No, like, he just wants a relationship, like,
Exactly.
in its purest form.
Right.
Come as you are, you know, and, you know, to your point though, like, I'll say this, God has a way of working all things out for good, truly. Things that appear on the, like, initially it appears negative, there's a great purpose behind that. Adversity invokes evolution. So you're going to become somebody new based off of navigating through those adverse situations.
Amen.
And to tell you this right now, this week, I got laid off from my job. Like, I got laid off on Tuesday. Today is Friday. I got laid off from a remote 6-figure salary job, and I feel better than ever. I really do. And it's because, like, I know that isn't the lifeline. Like what you were talking about, a lifeline. That's not a lifeline. That was a vehicle to get me from point A to B, but God is the lifeline.
Right.
And as long as we keep our eyes on the Lord, God sees that and God will provide. And it's like in a way that you don't know. It's going to be a person, a place, an opportunity. It literally just falls into your lap. And it couldn't have been meditated, like premeditated on your own. Like, this is how it's going to work out. That's why it's like you give it to God. God will literally, like, the way I look at it, because I'm a very visual person, I close my eyes and I just see like me taking a step and it's into this black abyss, but there's like a stone that appears and materializes. Right when you think you're about to fall, a stone appears and you are caught. And that's the way God works. It's like, you don't know how it's going to happen, but God gives it to you.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go full throttle and still do all the things that God put in my heart to do. And I know that through that obedience, it's going to work out tenfold better than what I could have done myself.
Right.
You know, so you got this.
One of my favorite things to do these days is to, whenever something happens, is to look back. And I say whenever I reach the end of the tunnel, and look back, and you can see little minute details that God had like orchestrated. And sometimes it is the craziest. It's the craziest things. Like one conversation you had led to you thinking about maybe a book in the Bible, maybe something you need to go to. I put it to you this way. I was struggling whenever I got released from the Titans. I was struggling and looking for some sort of direction. And me and my wife, we got in an argument. And I was like, man, leave me alone. I don't want to woo. Like, I'm good. And I go outside and I pray. I'm like, God, dude, I'm not moving until you have an answer for me. Like, I'm not. I'm gonna sit out here all night.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not exactly. I'm not leaving. And yeah, well, I moved first, obviously, because that's just who I am as a person. And my wife, she had been going on a walk, and I was like, well, I don't want to she's not gonna walk alone. I'm gonna go try to find her.
Yeah.
And we went and found her, and instead of her being mad at like me lashing out at her, she was like, he needs something right now. Like he needs some sort of, and there's a little book deposit, like a book thing in our neighborhood. Like you take one, you give one.
Oh yeah.
And so she got a prayer book, and then like the day that I forgot what day it was specifically, but the date of the prayer book, you know, that day it had a prayer about there's glory in the struggle. Like there's glory in I'm blanking on it now. That's crazy. But you can't strive for things, and that struggle, it can't be in vain.
Yeah.
It's basically the gist of what it was saying. And I looked at that and I was like, wow, like it spoke exactly to what I needed. And that's just a small example of like God. I mean, you pull a string and all of a sudden everything just, you know, you get exactly what you need out of that. And it's just one of the funnest things, the most fun things for me to do is to look back and be like, okay, well, God orchestrated this, and this, and this, and now I'm here. It's been fun. So.
Yeah, and those little moments, like it just kind of like solidifies, like, oh shoot, like there's something greater than me happening in the background.
Exactly.
Like it's not all on Donte or Tay or Colton to know how this works out, you know, because you know, like it's something supernatural. Like we operate a lot of times in the natural, but God works in the supernatural, you know. So it's like there's something so much bigger than what I can even grasp.
Yeah,
that's backing me.
Right.
That's backing all of us.
Yep.
You know, so that's pretty cool. I wanted to see, are there any specific habits or practices that help you guys both stay aligned with the Lord currently?
Honestly, I know we've talked about it in our groups before, but like I've really been taking like the Sabbath to heart recently. And obviously right now, you know, with not being on a team, like that's Sunday for me.
Yeah.
I always find myself, you know, whether I'm, you know, in season or out of season, like we're just always so used to being on the go, just as a society, that you just really take that time to just rest, and not just rest, but like really rest, like try to shut the mind off and things like that. And again, like we've talked about in our men's group, but Sunday's my day. Like I get up, I take the dog for a walk, or I run. I have my church music playing and just kind of worshiping. I come in, shower, go to church, and then after that, I try to do something that just brings me enjoyment and that just gives me peace, where I just kind of feel like I'm just relaxed. So whether that's like just cooking a meal, right? Like just going to grab brunch with like friends, and maybe like grabbing watching a movie or something like that. Just something kind of just where I can just relax and really don't feel the need of like worrying about what's tomorrow, what I have to do tomorrow, this or that. And what I found is like I do that. Then we start our Monday up. We have our Monday group from 7 to 9. It sets the tone for the rest of my week. So like if anything happens, I don't feel as up in a frenzy. Like I'm unshakable. And it's just like, like I'm more engaged. I'm like, okay, this is what I have during my day is not dragging out. And it's been a game changer for me, man. Because like it just kind of just allows me to be selfish with my time and just kind of like just lock back in and pour back into myself, but also give God that time also. And man, it's been helping me out a lot, I will say.
Okay. See, God's design is the greatest design. You actually being intentional about recognizing the Sabbath. God rested on the seventh day. Who are we to not?
Yeah. Right.
But seeing how you do that and how it's pouring into you so much, that's cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so important. So many people are just like, they never stop. They always feel like they need to be producing. They need to be like doing something. Like it's like, just be.
Right.
Yeah, just human beings. Just be.
Exactly.
How about you, Colton?
Man, prayer.
Let's go.
It's a big one. It's been a big one. Learn how to talk to God, and I've started taking, like, I call them tactical pauses. But I just sit there and I'll say whatever's on my mind, and then I'll just sit there, and it's like all of a sudden God's talking to me through experiences that I've had, through memories, through ideas that pop in my head. Like he speaks to me in those moments where I'm just paused and just trying to listen to him. Yeah. And that's been powerful to me, man. It's just being able to pray and commune with God and really try my hardest to listen to what he has for me to say, not to not just bring things to him, not to bring like request to him. I'm just talking, like you said, to a friend,
it's like an
open-ended conversation. And that's been paramount for me, because I can really hear him when I pray now, and it's been awesome.
That's a very just beautiful thing. That's the most important relationship we'll ever have in this life,
right?
So keep the way that we work on our relationships with our friends, our significant others, everybody, have that same intentionality with the Lord, and it's it's going to pour back into you in the most amazing way,
right?
So that's cool to hear. If you guys could give one piece of advice to someone navigating success or pressure, what would it be?
I would say just be secure in yourself, man. And if you're not secure in yourself, find that security in God.
Right.
Exactly.
Because that's the most important thing. Only you know who you are. Only you know how you tick, and you've got I'm still working on it, but finding a way to be secure in who you are and being unashamed of who you are, especially when you're bound in Christ and when you're living in a Christ-like way. You've got to be sure of that, because this world's not sure of that. This world actually does not like that.
Right.
So just being secure in who you are and being your completely unfiltered self. When it comes from a place of God. Because like you said, nobody can stop God's will.
Nobody.
And if you're on the godly track, and if you're doing things for His love, nobody on this earth should be able to stop you from doing that. Especially not yourself.
True. Love that. Thank you, brother.
To just build off what Colton was saying, comparison is a thief of all joy. And I think, especially in today's time with, how big social media is, everyone, you just can't help but to compare yourself.
No, it's crazy.
It makes everyone feel like they have to skip the middle steps. They got to get to the end goal. And, God just never made it to be like that. He does His greatest work in the middle. And what I always say is trust the process. There's a reason why it's not just going to go straight up to the top. It's not a reason why it's just going to magically happen. You got to get built. And I think the biggest advice for everyone is to, obviously, stay close to God, grow that relationship.
Right.
But it's just embrace that process. Because so many times, we may go through something, and there's something valuable to learn that can help better you and, help prepare you for that blessing that's coming. But if you're really not intentional, or you're just trying to skip steps, you may miss out on that.
True.
And where you think you may, skip steps to get to where you want, but really God has something bigger intended for you. So it's really just leaning in and having that faith and just embracing that process, and to honestly try to stay away from that comparing, because God made us all unique.
Right.
We're made in the image of Him, but we're all so unique, and we all have different values, just different skill sets and things that we bring to the table. And it's a reason why we were made that way. It wasn't to be like everyone. It's for you to stand out as you're one. You're one of one. And to never forget that.
Dude, you're about to have me start a whole new episode, because because you just hit something in me, and it's about comparing. I think about competing a lot. People be competing with other people, and I'm like, why? That's the exercise in futility, because there is literally nobody who could do me better than I could do me.
Right.
Exactly.
Nobody can emulate Donte better than Donte. So the same, I can never be like Tay or like Colton, because you guys were made divinely unique. Me trying to go toe to toe with you in your race, I'm going to always lose.
Right.
And it's I always say, the biggest competition is yourself.
It is.
Nobody, that is your superpower on this planet, is there's literally only one you. I really don't think people get that.
Right.
There was one you in this entire planet of 8 billion.
Right.
That's crazy, but fire facts. So this is called the New Standard Podcast.
Okay.
And within that, I'm curious, where would you guys like to see a new standard exemplified in this modern life?
I think that wave is growing, man. I think it's, just this new wave of, people being more outspoken about their faith, and just that shift, and you can kind of feel it. I mean, especially with sports, since I've been playing my early on, you'd never really heard like guys, speak out on their faith.
Oh yeah.
And like now you can really feel like a shift. There's more and more guys, that are outspoken about it, not just speaking, but trying to walk that walk.
Right.
And, being a crutch for guys who want to. And I think that standard is starting, like it's in the middle of being, reestablished and becoming like a new standard for guys. Because I know, and a lot of times, when you think of football players and think like the stereotype is like it's bad.
Yeah.
But like, there's not many good guys, there's not many guys. But like, man, like if you got off into a locker room, you will be amazed of how many guys that are men of faith and that are very outspoken about it.
Yeah.
Wow. Preach. Let's go.
So
love that. Thank you, brother. How about for you?
I mean, along the lines of what Tay said, man, just a new standard of love, a new standard of grace.
Yeah.
Not being so harsh on people. Because we all make mistakes. We all go through things. We all, make absent-minded decisions. We all make malicious decisions.
True.
Yeah.
But just having, the grace and the wherewithal enough to know that, hey, this person might have made this decision because, they're going through a hard time in life and they don't have the facilities to handle that, in a God-like manner. What's going to show them God? Is it going to be you hating on them, or is it going to be you disowning them, or is it going to be you pointing a finger at them, or is it going to be you trying to, help them through their situation with love and grace and mercy? I don't think we don't see a lot of that these days. We see a lot of
cancel culture,
and honestly, hate sells, dude. Like,
you
look at like politics, you look at movies, you look at
ridiculous.
All these different things. Hate sells. Like hate gets people into positions of power.
No, clearly.
It's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. And it's not even just politics. You look at some of the actors and actresses, and you look at like business heads, CEOs, how they take advantage of people, and it's like,
it's really sad.
You can do the same things you're doing from a place of love. Like there's examples of that. But that's mostly the new standard.
Okay, cool.
That I would like to see, man. It's just grace and love.
Grace and love. I
More
love
mercy.
that. Yeah. We are tasked with being the change we want to see. In a world full of hate and division, we can choose to be the exact opposite and always be Christ-like. And that's where we are called to be set apart in that way. Well, quick little speed fire. I love coffee. I'm a coffee junkie. And for the Nashville audience, dang, I forgot you don't do caffeine.
Yeah, I don't do caffeine.
Dang, this might not work. Top 3 cafes in Nashville, but I don't even know if y'all would know it then. No, we not hitting for the cafes over here, huh? All good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
All good.
My bad on that one.
It is all good. That kind of backfired. But I just want to say to you brothers, it has truly been a pleasure getting to know y'all in the setting of the small group. I want to commend the both of you for the success that you guys have attained at such an early stage in life. I think that nowadays it's so easy to things are moving so fast. People are just always on the go. I don't think we always give the weight I don't think we always give the accomplishments the weight that it deserves. And it's that's a huge deal. It took a lot of discipline. It took a lot of consistency and perseverance to make it to that level in the NFL. And whatever happens in the future, I just want you guys to know that is very admirable and honorable. And what I've seen in the both of you guys in our small group is the reason why you guys are sitting here, because I know a lot of people who have done really cool things and it got to their head. You guys seem very grounded, very humble, very non-judgmental and God-fearing. And that is, to me, the new standard. That's why I wanted you guys on the show. So I just wanted to say, keep doing the good work, and you guys have a beautiful future in store. So,
And likewise, bro.
love you guys.
Right
Love you
back
too,
at
brother.
Yeah,
Love you
cool.
too, fam.